is there anything you're concerned about?
Well, you already know that you're like
fazer igual você.
white guy, David. He's gonna grill you.
Segura o negocinho pra falar.
With Cameron, I fell in love with who he was on the inside. So I didn't know if he was black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican. I didn't know what he was. I guess that gives me comfort and everything. The fact that I love who he is. But I'm nervous as to how my dad will react. It's a lot of news in a short period of time. I mean, my dad grew up in an era that was quite different. So for him,
It is, yeah. I think our generation is more understanding.
yeah,
Whereas when we have children, if and when, I mean, I definitely want to,
yeah,
but I know that the world is going to perceive them as black, and I know that it's going to make their lives harder in some way. But I think I trust you and I to raise them in the right way.
absolutely. It's kind of crazy that Cameron and I are actually discussing having kids because at this point we've only known each other for about 2 weeks, if that. But it just
Lembra que você me perguntou isso, sabe?
organic. It feels like I'm
Imagina uma
talking to my
quarentena
partner about something that's
sem
very
internet.
real, even outside
Você
of
tá assistindo uma
color.
quarentena sem internet.
It'd be great.
Eles estão sem celular, sem nada. Isso é uma quarentena sem
Não,
internet.
mas eles têm um monte de lugar diferente, tem um monte de novidade, um monte de gente nova pra conversar.
My heart feels like it's split into two. On one hand, I feel blindsided. I feel like, was this really true love? Is this real? And is this somebody that I know that I'm like I want to be with because I
On
have
the other hand, I
built
don't
a
want to break up
relationship,
because
a
I will go
foundation
home.
with him that I've never had before. I love
Eu quero
Carlos.
muito aproveitar.
I hope that it's going to be okay. It's going to work itself out. But I do know that I need to talk to him. I need to see him. I need to get some things off my chest.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
I can only answer in French. Comme si, comme ça. So,
Okay.
how you feeling?
I feel
You
good.
look good.
Let's see how I like your shoes.
Ooh.
Warm, right? How you feeling?
I'm glad I get to see you again.
I'm feeling like I'm physically in paradise, but not mentally there.
Where you at?
It's a lot going through my mind. Like, I feel like I kept it real from you since day one.
Mm-hmm.
I personally feel that you left out who you really are.
Like, I get how you feel. I get that you probably feel betrayed.
I kind of feel you kind of played the experiment in a way. I feel that. I feel that you weren't honest with me from the get-go. I felt like that should have been established.
I wanted you to get to know me from me.
Yeah.
That's
that
always
is
been
part of
the
you, though.
strategy that has never. It's never been an issue with girls. It's never.
Then why did you tell me in the beginning?
Because in the beginning you will prejudge me.
But you
Yeah,
said
you
it's
have.
never been an
It's
issue
naturally,
with girls.
would you have really, if I would have told you on the first date, would you have really given me a chance? You wouldn't.
I'd rather you have told me up in front. I would be able to make a better decision or be able to say, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but you know for sure you want to be with a female. This is how I personally felt and how I slept on it.
Last night, she was rubbing my back. She's like, give me a hug. Let me talk to you. I'm here for you. And then today, it's like all of a sudden you have an issue with it. Nah. Do you really think that I would be here if I didn't have real feelings? Like, just like what? For a trip? It's like, I don't know. Whatever. Show your true colors. I've shown mine,
No, you haven't shown your true colors. Not from the beginning.
but I did last night.
Yeah, but you waited all the way to literally 4 weeks away from our wedding to show your true colors.
Okay, cool. So you
Oh,
want to
that's
call it
fine?
off?
That's
I mean,
fine for
I'm
you to
saying
do
it's
that?
whatever you want at this point
But I'm
because
just
you're
saying,
giving
like,
me
you
a
don't
response different
understand.
from any response that I've ever gotten. And I'm
You're
not
so
gonna,
defensive with it. though.
because I'm not going to subject myself to that. I have to be
I'm
defensive.
just
Nobody
saying
has fought
how
for
I
me
feel
except
about
for
it.
me.
Nobody fought for me. Whatever. same time, I'm sitting here talking to you about it. I don't have to sit here and talk to you about this.
If you don't want to, you don't have
But I
to.
want to, because I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't. Okay, so
Fucking
don't try to switch, play the victim here. Okay,
It's insulting me at this point.
it's insulting you. Also, this whole process is not insulting to me.
I'm not here to disrespect you. You want some other shit
I
right
know,
now that I
I'm on
can't
some
fuck
real
with.
stuff, and this is part of real life. I'm here to have communication, open communication with you, and just communicate what is the problem and how to address it, not make matters worse.
I'm
Okay, but so
with
you
or
don't care
without.
no feelings about
I'm
how
okay
you took me
with
through
or
this.
without this situation. I am okay.
Well, you know what? I ain't got time for this because you having a bad attitude.
Go ahead.
No, this not even for you.
Have your moment.
You have your moment.
Like seriously, you're taking off your ring because I'm being honest with you. You'd rather a man lie to you about who he's been with or his past? Like that's insane. I don't need that type of energy in my life. Have your moment.
Bye. You can go. You can go because you got some issues, and I
I
see
have
it now.
issues because
Yes,
I'm
you do.
telling my
You have
truth.
serious issues. You gonna disrespect me.
You're typical.
You're gonna disrespect me because how I
I'm
feel.
disrespecting
You
you.
led me to
I'm
believe that you
disrespecting
really
you because you're
into
showing
me.
that
No, you don't.
You're
Because
not
if you
gonna
did,
take
you
it.
would have been here and
You're
told me
not-
from day
I know
one
who I am.
that
De uma forma, é uma coisa que é verdade, né?
I don't have
Ele estragou a vida dela.
disclosed information that I'm not ready
Ela
to
poderia curtir paraíso, alguém
you
legal.
don't think I'm misleading for other people.
Tá com ela.
You got to go here and walk down the aisle.
Nobody has
and you
ever
never
had
told
an
me.
issue with it except you, and it was girls who wasn't even like remotely close to who you are. If
Well,
you
I'm
this
not
person,
Jack.
okay,
I'm not
good.
telling these other
I
girls
ain't
you've
fucking
been
with you
talking
like
to.
that.
I don't
I
care.
ain't-
You're not fucking with
I
me.
ain't. You're
I
not
gave
the
you
one.
your ring back.
I don't give a fuck about a ring.
Bad.
Fuck a ring. Fuck a ring. This is why I don't deal with bitches like you.
Oh, I'm a bitch now. You gonna call me a bitch in my face?
I don't deal with women like
You.
you.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fucker.
Nah, fuck like me.
Fuck you.
Bye.
Look,
And
watch
fix-
my ass to the next dick,
No,
boy.
watch your wig, because it keeps sliding.
Who
It's
the
been
fuck
sliding
do
since
you
day one.
think I am?
Your wig been
You
sliding
ain't
since
married to
day
no
one.
average bitch,
Peace
boy.
out.
Shut the fuck up.
Peace out.
What? Oh, you so fucking.
You
Oh.
mad?
Padrão
Because I'm
americano
telling
das
the truth.
coisas, hein?
I
Sempre.
have clearly realized that this is not the woman for me. She has proven herself to be ignorant. She has proven herself to be
Você que
stereotypical.
foi o cuzão.
I feel betrayed just as much as she feels betrayed. So fuck her. I don't give a fuck at this point. I don't.
I was literally about to walk down the aisle with someone that clearly I didn't know.
Nossa, tá até branco.
And I feel like it should have got that way. I was really there just to talk to him and tell him how I felt. I was hoping he could be a man about it and talk to me. But no real man would act like that. So it's done deal with us.
From this night love, no release oh, these broken hearts smashed to pieces.
Acho que ela não era ninguém pra ele.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Besides that, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to make it through. Like I said, I'm built from a strong cloth, so I'm not going to allow this to stop anything from me.
Your bad love is trouble. God knows we're in deep. If hurt's gonna rain down, amen for me.
O Menina Morena e o cara branquelo.
Not go as planned. I'm not the dude that
Eu não sei mais quem.
had it out with them. Ooh, I'm the dude that she fell in love with.
Eu acho que na verdade.
I can't see my life without you. I love you.
I'm one of the happiest days of my life. Hi!
Spinning clothes, running to shelters, everybody's leaving.
I feel like both truth of our hearts and who we truly were at the core and who we truly are got overshadowed by assumption, defense, and pride. I'm leaving here without my fiance. It's beautifully sad.
Sad to say, I am walking out the resort alone. I want to be married. I want to fall in love, but I didn't get that.
I was so surprised to see him. You know, we were ready for dinner, and then all of a sudden we walk in, and I'm just like,
Os caras
holy
que-
shit!
See?
So I walk down the path and I head towards the beach, and it looks like a little group or crowd of people. And then I see like Jessica throw up her arms, like, "Hey!" I'm like, "Oh shit, this is a setup." I'm excited to see everybody and like see what the other guys actually look like. Not that I was looking at them.
Rubbish.
I wasn't really looking. I was looking, but I wasn't looking. Good to see you. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Are you guys all enjoying your romantic getaway?
Yeah.
Ladies, I know you recognize the other ladies here. And gentlemen, I know you recognize the other gentlemen here. Gentlemen, we want you to meet the ladies. And ladies, we want you to meet the gentlemen that you did not propose to. Kenny and Kelly, Gigi and Damien, Jessica and Mark, Cameron and Lauren, and Amber and Barnett. Congratulations to all of you on your engagement!
Great.
Oh my god, I didn't expect to see Barnett. He physically looked exactly like when I
was
saw
about to
Barnett,
walk.
I would think about him around the clock. The moment he told me he had changed his mind, I could not even figure out what to do with myself.
You guys fell in love and you chose somebody to marry you without ever seeing them. Honestly, I think all of the guys are really attractive dudes. But I can't possibly imagine having this physical attraction to anybody else like I do with Barnett. So we've kept your devices from you. You've had no distractions, nothing to get in the way. Here, you have the chance to develop your emotional connection into a physical one.
Yeah.
When you go back home. Well, the realities of the material world, your looks, your race, your age, your background, affect the way you feel about each other. How are you guys going to integrate your lives? Think about it. How are you going to integrate your friends, your families, your careers, your homes? How is all of that going to come together with your fiance? Your weddings are just 4 weeks away. Will you say I do to the person you chose to marry, sight unseen? Or will you walk away from them forever? Is love truly blind? That is what I do. To love and happiness, and to all of you living in the moment. Cheers.
Cheers.
Have fun, you guys. So happy for you.
Yes, this is party started.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you.
We got chocolate, vanilla, and caramel.
Yes.
Can we try the
All for them.
This is perfect.
Gigi should model
for sure. I wasn't surprised in the least bit. It's just funny the lines you draw to the voices. She's gorgeous. She really is.
What are you doing?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like I can't
Can you close your eyes out of your hand?
I can't associate the voice I'm hearing right now. It's so new.
I think Amber is a beautiful woman, but I don't know how to explain it. But she is a lot. For sure.
Yeah, okay, I'll watch.
Is tiny smaller than I thought.
Addiction in your voice when you're acting person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then in the pod.
Yeah, in the pop.
I know everyone would
You
think
really were the most calm,
So
calm girl. I was
calm,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, feeling really good with that right now. Cameron
A Jéssica vai querer trocar, certeza.
smile, and he's pretty hot. Well, no, whatever.
I've heard a lot about you, Barnett.
What, you've heard a lot about me? Hopefully all good things.
That's not how that went, darling. That is not how that went. Now that I see Barnett in the flesh, after all of the drama, all of the large wine glasses that were consumed on the girl's side due to this man, I don't know, I pictured that he would be like this kind of frat looking guy, like a bro, and I feel like that's what he is, so I think I gauged him right.
But, you know, man, it's just crazy, like, you know, how we started and where we're at right now, which is not even the end. That's what the crazy part is, that this isn't even the end, it's the beginning.
But I was talking to Kelly Day about it. I mean, it's legit. It's not just something that's, we went through the process, it's an experiment. It was. We got through that, and now it's all becoming real. It's becoming very real.
This is a serious conversation that everybody wants to know. And I'm asking this for a very particular reason, not just to make anybody piss and tell. But sex is a big ordeal. It's something that it's to help maintain a healthy relationship, right? And I'll start. So like me and Gina, you know, we're like she literally goes, last time we were at dinner having this romantic dinner, and she goes, "What are your feelings on sex?" I said, "You know what?" I said, "When you're ready." And they called for dessert. I was like, "Yes, I'm ready for dessert." She goes, "I think I'm good." And I was like, "You don't want dessert?" She goes, "I am dessert."
There we go.
And I was like, well, but it was a whole thing of respect and mutual agreement, and it was something beautiful, and it's so much more than just sex.
Did everybody get down and dirty last night?
Let's just say I was at day 398 and now I'm at day.
I'm with you, G.
I have that connection with Danny, like an emotional connection. That's the difference in between sex being good and sex being fucking fantastic. So it says it's a good sex. That's the cherry on top.
We didn't go to sleep till like 4 o'clock. Oh,
We had a great time. I love Cameron's reaction. Had a great time.
I cannot keep my hands out of this game, you guys. No,
I swear to God, I'm taking your first night was
good, girl.
Barnett, how was your night?
Yeah,
We haven't heard anything from Barnett. So how was your first night?
So I pulled my back out. Taking the luggage in. No, you did not. Slept on the couch. No, you did. Please tell us a realistic story.
Yeah, will you tell us, Barnett? Because if you pulled your back out, it wasn't for luggage.
I'm impatient, but everyone else is having sex. It sucks.
Girl, I was up there last night. We was all over that room, honey.
hanging out with all the other girls. I caught myself being a little worried that I might not be as excited as they were.
You know how, like, I said before, like, when he was, like, still talking to LC, I'm like, I want him to be happy. I care about him so much. Like, if he wants to be with somebody else, I'll be happy for him. Like, being with him now, like, no, nobody else. It's you and me. Like, you have to be with me. We're meant to be together. Like, yeah. Yeah. So we're
Everyone just seemed head over heels.
Are you gonna give Mark the
What's that?
Jessica is 30-something years old. She knows damn well what a poom poom is. You're not fooling me, Jessica.
Okay, see, here's my thing. Listen, coming out of the pod, it's two different things for me. There's like the person, the voice, the like persona, and then there's a physical person. And I'm still trying to put that together.
So it's no rush. It's only like the second.
So were you guys sharing the bed?
No,
We'll just cuddle up.
yeah. That's what me and Kenny are too. Like we made out, but like that's it.
I can say this. Hey, I don't kiss and tell. I did not and could not go for a run this morning. That's all I'm saying.
See? There it is. I don't declare, Kenny.
Everyone's a great catch here. So I think that everyone just found their match. I love seeing them in love. Like seeing them happy makes me
Oh shit!
And I call it.
Farhad's definitely an attractive guy. This is someone that I created a bond with that will never match by any other bond. I mean, to have feelings for someone so strongly that you want to tell them you'll marry them, and within 12 hours to retract it. Is it true that you still feel the same way you felt last night about me?
I don't know.
Wait, really? You told me last night that you were ready to like propose to me. You literally said that last night.
I don't know what's up in my mind.
The moment he told
Cigar shop
me
pulling heat.
he had changed his mind, my body just absolutely gave out, and I saw my life kind of flash before my eyes. Finally being able to see it. I'm going to try to keep my composure.
Oh god.
Oh God.
Oh man.
I'm great. How are you?
That's funny.
Oh yeah, best friend.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going good. Yeah, having a good time.
So much fun.
I don't know what the words are exactly yet. I don't know what order they're going to be in. But my last conversation with Jessica never was meant to be something that was supposed to be hurtful. I want to talk to her stuff. I want another chance to talk to her for sure.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's actually
That's
that's
busy.
Well, it was a late night thing. I was like, we kind of like, I was like, I never could like figure out how we get there.
I don't even know.
I feel so awkward in this moment. We're both here with our new fiancés, and I felt so strongly about him. I really did.
I didn't know how to get there.
Okay.
I was trying to figure it out.
Like, I don't know what to say. If there's not a reason it doesn't work. There's nothing I don't like about it.
I know that Jessica and I built an emotional connection with the pods, and she ended up with me. I'm not losing it again. She's with me now.
You will pick up in this girlfriend.
The odds of Jessica putting up any kind of a fight with me are so low, it's sad.
What's the way to party?
Not sad. Laughable. I told him if he goes anywhere, I'd hunt him down.
I love that.
I'd hunt him down. He's not going anywhere.
Cigar shop pulling heat.
That was insane! I can't believe everyone is here. Like, my girls, your guys are all here.
I'm so happy I saw
It's
Kenny.
insane. It was a weird moment. That was a weird moment. My first impression of Barnett, he's very deeply troubled. He's very mixed up. He's confused. I see it all over his face. Days ago, I was having a conversation with him about being his wife, and he said things to me that I've never had said to me in my whole life. I care about him deeply. I would be lying if I was to say I didn't. Seeing him, hearing his voice, hurt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But it also made me really happy with the decisions that I made and the fact that I have someone who's so amazing.
How'd you feel about Amber and Barnett?
I think Emma and Burnett, it's interesting because we're in this whole thing, right? To connect with somebody for the soul.
Mhm.
and I think they connect for other reasons. Amber was ready to tell everybody that she and Barnett had like slept together multiple times. This for me is way more than that. I don't want to do that because I feel like giving over your entire physical self can happen with anyone. I can't go back to the real world of like, let me just give you my body because we had a moment, like whatever it was. Like, I actually like everything is so different.
Barnett and I are good, and I don't look at him differently for what the situation was with Jessica and him in the beginning, because at the end it ended up having her come. There's no anger, there's no resentment.
Não, mas essa mulher é uma
We
idiota.
were supposed to end up with. I want Barnett to be happy. I want nothing the best for Amber. I hope they're excited. I hope they're happy. I hope they're doing whatever they're doing. Because
They're doing all the doing.
We're all,
I'm sure.
we're all doing our thing. And,
We are, yeah.
And
What we did in the experiment, no one could touch. Like, just to meet each other and jump into bed, it would ruin everything for me at this point. Like, I can't do it.
I get it. What you're saying about physicality.
Após
But I'm not some
ele
random,
falou, ah, como você se sentiu
I'm not some
vendo os
random
dois?
guy
Aí ela
that's
falou,
gonna just come into your life and then
esse
go. The physical,
experimento é sobre
for
ter
me,
encontro
that's the
de
big thing.
almas.
My biggest
E
concern is
com
like, I
certeza
don't
não é
want
isso
you
que
to get so
eles têm.
stern with me.
A primeira coisa que ela falou quando ela chorou é que eles
It's
transaram
almost as though it's a
não sei
command.
quantas vezes.
As in, like,
E
this
não
is how it's
não é
gonna
isso
be
que eu
and this
quero.
is
Eu
this.
quero. Eu não quero entregar o meu corpo pra você assim. Eu quero sentir primeiro. Você tem
No, I wasn't trying to be like an asshole about it.
o que ele falou? Acho que é bem.
There's no anger, there's no resentment, there's no, because we ended up who we were supposed to end up with. And I want Barnett to be happy. I want nothing the best for Amber. I hope they're excited. I hope they're happy. I hope they're doing whatever they're doing. Because
They're doing all the doing. I'm sure.
We're all doing our thing. And,
We are, yeah.
And
what we did in the experiment, no one could touch. Like, just to meet each other and jump into bed, it would ruin everything for me at this point. Like, I can't do it.
I get it. What you're saying about physicality. But I'm not some random hookup. I'm not some random guy that's gonna just come into your life and then go. The physical, you know, for me, that's a big thing. My biggest concern is like, I don't want you to get so stern with me when you're telling me how you feel about it, that it's almost as though it's a command. As in, like, this is how it's gonna be and this is this.
Come up with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? No, I wasn't trying to be like an asshole about it.
We both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science. In Munster. I will say, though, that since you went to all the trouble of waking me up, really love to taste. I love it too. There's just one small thing we need to take care of first.
Not what you took it the wrong way. That's not what I'm saying.
Não, eu sei, Fernando.
That's not what I'm
Agora, olha isso, como a manipuladora ela tá jogando pra cima dele, sendo que é ela que não tem
We want
desejo sexual
something
por
to be
ele.
special. We want something to be a movement. And we want something to be a checkpoint that we can look back on and say this is a foundation that we appreciate.
That's the same way.
Okay.
That's good.
So we're on the same page.
I feel like everything in this whole scenario is opposite of what the world is. The world is this place where you can easily swipe right on somebody, hook up with them that night. Go hook up with somebody. You can do it right now. Period. That's it.
I mean,
You can go. We can all go hook up with somebody right now.
I've already told you.
Like,
You and I are on the same page. I'm sorry. It was a bad use of words. All I'm saying is that you don't have to keep talking. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
We have just saw each other 2 days ago, and so she wants to make sure it's a real thing, and I get that. And for me, it's 1,000% real because I don't want to be with anybody else. Between was all
It's really 4 weeks ago as well. Okay.
So epic, making everybody jealous. Ain't nobody gonna tell us what to do. 'Cause our love is here. Bigger than the sky, bright shining like a diamond light. Our love is wild, like a wildfire. Yeah, love so epic, making everybody jealous.
You gotta keep looking where we're going.
Oh shit, what am I gonna hit?
2 weeks. A shark. 2 weeks ago, I had not seen my fiance. No, I heard her, talked to her, and in a few weeks she's gonna be my wife. I mean, typically when you get engaged, I feel like you have at least like a year or so to prepare for a freaking wedding, and we haven't really started. What?
Meeting our fur baby.
Oh yeah. Get to meet Coda. Oh dude, you're gonna love
So
Coda.
excited to meet her.
She's gonna love you. She pees when she gets excited. She's kind of like me.
You pee when you get excited?
Yeah.
Aww.
I peed a little when I first saw you, so
Oh,
I think it was
great.
pee.
Oh my god. That's so long. I'm kind of sad to get back to the real world. I want to. I'm excited introducing everybody, but I kind of don't want to go home either. I like our bubble.
I'm gonna keep you to myself. I don't want to show you to anybody.
Exactly. I like our bubble.
I know.
You excited to live with me? We're gonna be living together.
I know.
Like, this is legit. We're gonna be living together.
I promise I'm not scared.
Better not be. I will beat you up. My mom is gonna be so excited.
She's gonna be excited. Oh, that's good.
She's been trying to get me married off for forever.
Well, this is basically an arranged marriage.
What do you think your brothers and your mom and dad?
I don't know. You just gotta be like super nice to them. And they'll like.
I'm definitely a smart ass. I don't know about super nice. I don't know how genuine that would be.
So. It's crazy seeing everybody last night.
I don't know if anybody else could really picture what people look like. I couldn't. Like, I couldn't see any of the faces. So I was like literally meeting strangers, and then I heard their voices, and I'm like, oh wait, I do know you.
Who do you think is gonna make it? Do you think that we're all gonna make it?
Everybody else, I think they're really happy too. I don't know if they're as happy as we are.
Yeah.
Didn't have any second thoughts last night after meeting Jessica. I know, like, deep down that it was never going to work with anybody else. Even if he had matched with anybody else, it wouldn't work the same way it works for us. This was fate. This is what was meant to be.
I want it all right now, and I'm never gonna stop.
I'm so excited! Oh my god, I can't believe we're about to be on the helicopter. This is ridiculous.
No, it's so beautiful.
And it looks like a tiger. Last night, it was actually really awesome to just see all of the different couples, and it made me appreciate Cameron even more.
I'm very ready.
So ready. So I feel like our connection is super special. Not saying that they don't have special connections, like me and Cameron are like.
Não falta de fazer algo que faz com as pessoas. Mel.
The physical connection is absolutely there. Lots of physical connection.
Yeah. So happy to be here with you.
I wouldn't want to be here with anyone else.
I can't believe that Cameron and I have only been physically in person for 3 days. It feels like we've known each other for years. We still don't have outside distractions, no phone, no friends, no family, no TV, and next to phone. We can just really focus on building our physical connections before we start living together and planning a wedding. Yes, I know you will. And no doubt. You're perfect. I haven't really been with someone who is like just really into me. Like it's like we're saturated with each other. And I'm the same way with him. It's just like we're like we can't like escape each other. And I just think it's cute for now. No, I'm kidding. It's always gonna be cute. It's always gonna be cute. Yeah.
What's up?
Today, Mark and I are going horseback riding. I'm really excited to do this. Get out and enjoy. I think last night, a couple of seeing the other couples, they mentioned that they had kind of advanced things from a physical perspective, and I wasn't there yet with Mark.
I'm a little nervous stuff. I had a video. It's fun.
Feels like a fit.
Last night, I don't believe it was an argument. I believe it was more so of a misunderstanding. I think we're on the same page in communication-wise. Not just that. I feel like we're one person in a way. We're thinking the same. We're always thinking of each other. I mean, I'm thinking about her now. You know what I mean? So it just feels different. And I know that every time I see her, I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm happy. So that must be a sign that I'm doing something right. Being with Jess.
I love her.
Woo! Yeehaw! I need a bandana.
I know. What do you imagine when I've never dated someone who's so much like me? We literally are the same exact person. And for me, I'm trying to figure out, does that work in real life? Or, you know, is that just something that's really great and that's the best friend? And I don't know yet. Oh my god. You're getting so good. I love it.
Woo!
Ow.
I'm alright. I grew up in the woods. Basically,
Backwoods, Alabama.
Backwoods in Douglas County, Georgia. Back in my day.
I like love this right now. I needed this. Alright.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
What?
So cute. Oh, and this is a cool spread.
Oh my god.
To our new horse friends and to us. Well, I'm glad that we could kind of take a step back today and be a lot more lighthearted and just let ourselves go. It was awesome.
Today has been the most important day I think throughout this entire thing because I just feel you.
We're finally being ourselves. Because I feel like before, you don't see the person and you can let down your walls, but there was something about the environment that you just wanted to tell this person like all your deepest things and you wanted to find out really quickly. if they're right for you, so you're asking really, really serious, important questions, it's really hard to tap into a lighter side of your personality when you're being so heavy.
So you're trying to say I'm funny?
Are all the other guys as funny?
No, I'm funny.
Okay, I picked right.
I'm a funny. Just
I picked right. And you do this. Sports back right, I picked the out of you. It's been an awesome day. I feel like today, Mark, he let loose. He was himself. He was funny, silly, and I got to see that side of his personality. I would say last night, I had a definite feeling that I was not maybe there in terms of physical aspect of our relationship. Today, I'm really surprised. It's taking a bit of a turn for me. Him showing his true colors and me seeing just how wonderful he is, how dynamic of a man he is. It's really attractive.
Cheers.
What you want?
That one.
This? Okay.
Oh, please don't. Don't smell it. No, go. Just go for it.
It's blue cheese. It's blue cheese.
You like blue cheese? You were so perfect until that moment. You were everything. What happened?
Why are you cracking me up so much today? Today I'm getting a funny crazy mark and I'm loving
Huh?
There's that little number.
Sunscreen for it? I'll take this back for you. I am a lucky man.
Oh.
Nossa, deu o rosto pra ele. Beleza. Ela deu o rosto.
What are you thinking?
Ele tá cansado.
Thinking that I don't understand. Nice. It's an escape from there every day, you know? And being out on the water, something here with you is just an escape.
What do you need
Os caras são mais românticos, né?
Work and drama, everything else. It's just good. Peaceful.
What do you mean drama?
Yeah, it's gonna like, you know, you always got a little mix of social drama and everything else.
I mean, I don't know anything about you outside of here, so enlighten me.
You will be enlightened when we get back there, you know.
Alright, well, I don't want to wait, I'm impatient. What drama?
Seriously, you make that sound really bad.
You sound really worried.
Not worried, I'm just enjoying this. I'm one of the people that sort of like to live in the moment. I like to enjoy. When I'm on vacation, I like to stay on vacation, you know? And when we got to get back to the real world, we get back to the real world.
I mean, I agree. I don't want to leave here, but eventually we're going to have to, so. I don't know.
But we don't have to.
I feel like you're being really vague.
I said I love being out here away from everything, and then you like go way too deep into it.
What do you mean? I'm just asking you a question.
And when I answered, I said I was just enjoying living in the moment, you know?
I feel like you're just.
Como você cansa de gostar de uma polêmica?
What are you thinking?
Thinking that I don't understand. Nice. It's an escape from there every day, you know? And being out on the water, something here with you is just an escape.
What do you need to escape from?
Work and drama, everything else. It's just with you, it's peaceful.
What do you mean drama?
Yeah, it's gonna like, you know, you always got a little mix of social drama and everything else.
I mean, I don't know anything about you outside of here, so enlighten me.
You will be enlightened when we get back there, you know.
Alright, well, I don't want to wait, I'm impatient. What drama?
Seriously, you
make that sound really bad.
You sound really worried.
I'm not worried. I'm just enjoying this. I'm one of the people that sort of like to live in the moment. I like to enjoy. When I'm on vacation, I like to stay on vacation, you know. And when we got to get back to the real world, we get back to the real world.
I agree.
Mas que tem real, que drama.
Like you're
Ah, trabalho, vida e ela tá. Mas como assim? Me conta o que é
I said I
isso na
love
sua
being
vida.
out here away from everything, and then you like dug way too deep into it.
What do you mean? I'm just asking you a question.
And I answered. I said I was just enjoying living in the moment, being out here.
I feel like you're just evading the question.
Back in the pod, we were really open to being vulnerable because nothing else mattered. It was just me and Damien. I never felt him closed off. But now, it's not the same. I can't make him open up.
What are you escaping from?
Reality.
Okay, why?
Because I'm here and I'm enjoying this. When you go on vacation, that's to escape your everyday routine.
Okay, well, you don't understand what I'm trying to tell you.
So you're not saying it.
Yes, I am.
Let's say it.
I am telling you. You're just not listening to me.
So I said I'm enjoying being here with you and enjoying the moment. And you started going down this whole road of overthinking
road.
everything.
I'm not overthinking. I'm just asking a question. And it doesn't mean that I'm overthinking.
Answered every question.
Okay.
What did I not answer?
Nothing. Damien knows everything about me. I communicate. That's how I build a healthy relationship. Oh my god. He doesn't want to talk about it then. It's good.
Very good.
Your steak.
Bye. Just out of curiosity, is there anything that's, makes you nervous in general about living together? Quirks that I have, or anything that's like giving you like hesitation? No.
Is there anything that sticks out that you're hesitant about or that scares you?
I mean, it's us going back to reality. We're probably not going to see each other as much as we'd like. That's something that we have to pay attention to.
Obviously, the both of us have demanding jobs.
Yeah.
We can work late hours. So I think having a little bit of time management and putting our work down when we need to, putting our phones away, like 2 hours before we go to bed or whatever, just to have that us time. We should implement that rule throughout this experiment. No distractions, no phone, no internet, nothing. And my sole focus was going back home to Atlanta. We have our phone or work distractions, and then friends wanting to see us, family wanting to see us. That could be a concern.
How quickly did we realize in the pods, like, the value of having separation from all the distractions, right? If I could stay in Mexico with Kelly forever, I would say yes in a heartbeat. Unfortunately, that's not the way that life works. It's going to take a lot of effort, but the confidence I feel is the confidence that I have in what Kelly and I have created. We're going to be solid. It's going to work out the way it needs to be.
Oh well.
Right? Honestly, life is so much better having you in it. I appreciate you.
My life could not get any better. No. I mean, it will get better because we'll grow together and support one another as a partnership. But as of right now, as if there was no tomorrow, my life could not be any better. Finally, for full time. This is nice.
Yeah, no, it's too cold.
It just feels like nothing that I've ever experienced because I've never had a man
so just willing to show me how much he loves me.
Yeah, that's an important distinction.
It definitely feels like Cameron and I are in this dream state. I know that we'll have to deal with parents and friends and their opinions and news and all that, but I hope that at the core of everything, we still stay strong and stay ourselves. You know, one of the things that we're gonna have to battle once we leave here
Yep.
is, you know, the fact that we're an interracial couple.
We are.
But, I mean, I know that you had experience in interracial relationships before.
Right.
Have you ever been in public and someone said something
Oh yeah.
rude to you or to her?
I was crossing the street one time where someone yelled out, "You should be with a black man," to her. And then she actually just immediately went up and like kind of told him off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am wondering how Lauren may respond if a friend or family member says something disparaging about us being in a racial relationship. I don't want her to start to have second thoughts or reservations about getting married. I love her so much, and I just don't want her to have to deal with that. No one wants to hear that type of thing.
People will always have opinions about something that you do with your life.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, of course.
So it's my life to live. And I'll just have to take whatever comes with that.
Yeah.
If I have to make some people uncomfortable in the process, so be it.
People should just be with who they love. It's really simple.
Yeah. I think that if I were to go through this whole process, out of everything, opening myself up to being hurt, being vulnerable, breaking down the walls that have been there for years, and then getting to the altar, and if Cameron told me, no, he doesn't want to get married, I would be devastated. I would be disappointed. I would be very shocked.
Hopefully you're feeling better.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'm feeling better now.
You weren't too happy with me earlier. I can't ignore that.
I was upset. We're a lot alike. We see a lot of things on the same page. We can read each other in a lot of the same areas, but it's hard for me to want to get into like deep conversations in the middle of something. And for you, that's easier. For me, I'm not used to that. I feel like you're putting me down because you're telling me, I'll give you time, I'll give you space, I'm not going to dig. And then you dig, push, and then stomp up.
I'm not this person that wants to take you out of your happy bubble. Once you said I want to escape from reality, there's a reason why you said that. And I'm not trying to get something out of you. I'm just trying to understand you. You're closing something. And I feel it. And I can't ignore it. And that's why I push. But then you come at me and you're like very dramatic. And that's not fair. Because you knew what you were getting yourself into when you talked on the pod.
Process that there's a reason that, she is asking those questions, not just because she's digging or she's trying to upset me, it's because she cares. When I backed into a wall, sometimes I put up this block trying to not let anybody see the emotional side of things, but I just need to be willing to open up more and let her help with it. So my escape from reality. When I planned on getting married and engaged, I planned it all differently. And I don't think any of us ever expected to go this route, but also expected to be able to provide. I have a good career, I have a good job, and I sacrificed that coming here. It scares me not to be able to give you what you deserve and not like to get a place and possibly lose my job. All that scares me.
Ska da.
I've always planned to be a solid rock for my family. I want to make sure my wife and future kids and everything are taken care of. But I'm taking more time off than I'm really allowed to be here. So there is a spirit of going back to not having a job because I want Nina to be proud. I want her family to be proud of the man that she's decided to marry. There's a lot of fears there because I don't want to lose her. It's not easy for me to open up. And I try and I find myself and I'm just used to, so I'm not used to somebody caring. And I know you care.
I can provide for myself. I have no issue working hard to get what I need and want. But the fact that he wants to put me in that equation, I'm taken aback in a good way. You know what I think? It's your own expectations. But it's okay if those change. Like, no one thought that we would be in this situation, right? So it's okay if things don't work out as planned. The expectations that you set for yourself, you've met them. At least with me, like you're the most caring. Like I said, like things that you do on a daily basis. I'm like, how? Like this isn't real. Like this man is literally a gentleman. Like you do everything.
Nina has all these wonderful qualities that I've always looked for in a woman. But when we get back to our jobs and family and friends and social media, will it work? I think if we can hit the right points, we can understand each other, we can learn to communicate, I think it's possible.
The job thing, if they let you go, it's their loss. 100%. Don't worry. Stop worrying.
They all friends with one. That's how fun. We should finish these and get some food. Nossa, 23 dias ali. Great to actually hang out with you.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
I did not want to go down my hair today. I was like, I'm done. Good for you. I seriously don't think they're being super suave, having martinis.
They're really good, by the way.
I actually want to.
This shot, I was working this way.
I'm totally still kitchen. Professional.
Vodka soda.
No problem. So when Jessica came into the bar, I thought that it may have been awkward in a sense, you know, between Barnett and Jessica. I did notice that Amber became a little bit more touchy-feely with Barnett. I don't know if it was just coincidental or if she was doing it. Claim her man. Are you hungover?
What? We drove a boat. We drove the
should have been, but I wasn't.
We drove horses. Y'all rode horses?
did. We drove horses.
She said we drove. I was catching on speaking. It sounds like last night. Well, freaking masculine.
Anywho, round two. Stop doing that.
What's in my pocket?
Oh, that's you. Smuggling pennies over here.
I just get too excited.
Ew. Just us.
Oh, just us?
Yeah.
Oh,
How's it been for you coming out?
great. It's really crazy because we're like so like just in sync with one another. Yeah, it's so funny because we haven't text like we haven't. We're drinking like really slowly, and he's pretty heated, but it's fun. He's like, okay, I have to like go.
Yeah. Stopping before something happens.
Yeah.
I love it. Everyone's like
placing their bets on Kelly and Kenny. Like, well, Kelly and Kenny are definitely like grow old together and be having grandbabies, like, and look back on the journey and
We're definitely
such a
like
success story.
we're definitely like eye to eye and had open communication about everything.
Good. That's so important.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's great. There's been non-stop laughing. My mouth still hurts. I was really laughing. So it's been it's such a great time.
We've had so much fun.
I tell you to serve it.
You too. Today was so much fun overall. It's awesome being here with Mark, but I am seeing all the other couples and they're in it.
I adore him. We are bonded for life. But it's hard to not compare my feelings for Mark and where we're at with everyone else. I think I have been like struggling a little bit with the physical aspect.
Yeah.
It's totally different than what I normally go for. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about how I feel or what I
No,
really
you
like.
shouldn't.
It's just there's a physical discomfort still. I had like Mark, my pod Mark, and then I had like this person, and I was trying to put it together. You know, it's also getting there.
Yeah.
Seeing both of them, Barnett and Mark.
Yeah.
Who I just say this more attractive.
I'm literally always the only girl hanging out with you guys. Story of my life, y'all.
If I literally didn't know these guys, maybe I would say Barnett because he's just more my typical vibe.
Right.
I do just think there's something sexy about somebody who just owns who they are.
Absolutely.
And like, I think he and Amber are hitting it off though, like
Yeah.
I feel, but the guy doesn't know what he wants, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, seeing him, like, clearly he's an attractive guy, but
Just wasn't right. Wasn't the right
Yeah.
timing, and that's okay. But yeah, he's great.
and I want a friendship with him, and I want the best for his new relationship.
Absolutely.
But the whole age thing that I was so concerned about has not been an issue at all. It's been more the physical aspect where I'm struggling. The age thing is not an issue. It's just there's a physical discomfort still in kind of moving into the space. So
I know she's dated taller guys before, and Mark is shorter. And I know she's dated some like lighter haired guys before, so maybe because he's darker. I don't know. I really don't know what is throwing her off.
let's go to the next one. The way I feel when I'm around Mark is not the way I want to feel around my fiance. What's that? And at this point, I just have to be honest. I have to air this out. I have to get this on the table. I have to tell him where I stand.
How am I supposed to be? Something's so meant to be. How am I supposed to
These past few days have honestly been amazing. I was finally being me, and I finally got her. It's like everything, all the stars aligned. But before we went to bed, Jessica was telling me about how she's feeling, how she doesn't know if she can get there with me physically.
I think this all came to a head after meeting the other couples. The physical attraction between Kenny and Kelly is undeniable. And I think Barnett and Amber are playing out in this, very sexual, showy way. They seem to all be in a different headspace as it pertains to their physical relationships. And I'm really far behind with Mark. When he kisses me, it doesn't feel right or comfortable. If I can just hear his voice and grab his hand, then we're good. But it's all the other things that just don't feel right. I think we go home and see what happens, but I don't feel right wearing the ring this morning based on how I feel. It's not to say it can't work, but I'm not, really expecting that to happen at this point.
Oh, Jessica. I love being around her. I love everything. Her laugh, her smile. And I'm
Acho que
not,
esse cara também tem bolinha.
Ele é muito novo.
I just feel like, Jessica is trying to find something wrong. It's not, there's nothing wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with the connection we made. Like, there's literally nothing. And I keep battling, I keep fighting, and then, even now when it's like, this came out of nowhere. When we had a perfect night, and that's what kind of hurts, is that I'm just like, I feel like I've fought and keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting, and I keep going back to the reveal. It's like that's my person. And
Eu acho que é assim. Se já tem drama aí, imagina até real. Se a mulher não continuar. Pra que tanto esforço? Não fazer nenhum esforço pra que eles foram casados por 5